Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Now, the 18 clubs in the Ghana Premier League have committed to enhance match day protocols following today's emergency meeting. A meeting that was started at 11 today went all the way to 6 p.m. with representatives of the Ghana Premier League and executives of the Ghana Football Association engaging on ways to improve safety at the various Ghana Premier League centres. Well, they have all agreed to the enhancement of the safety protocols during match day, and this was further confirmed in a statement that was released by the clubs on codes that all Premier League clubs have agreed to an enhanced match day security protocols, and they say these protocols will form the basis of an executive council meeting at the GFA Secretariat on Friday tomorrow, after which the comprehensive guidelines shall be published ahead of the Premier League season. Well, Executive Council member of the association, Frederick Champon, has been addressing the media where he revealed the Premier League will commence very soon.
So we've had fruitful discussions with each and every Premier League club being represented. Some have as many as 2-3 representations. So it tells you of the importance of today's meeting. And it's been very, very fruitful. We'll come out with some resolutions that we are going to abide by it. All those resolutions are in conformity with the provisions in our regulations and the club licensing requirement as well, except that in certain cases, they are not being enforced as we need to. And then in certain cases, the protocols are not so clear. And so we've done this. So now, henceforth, as the league will resume, we'll know the number of management members who would even have access to the safe zone. Then we also resolved that no management member would have access to the changing room during halftime. Because all these, we go to certain venues, there are routes from the VIP to the changing rooms, but at certain venues, you need to cross the pitch to go there. And all this will create some sort of agitation amongst the home fans that maybe management member is going to bribe referees, going to see referee and all those things. So we need to, curtail all those things. So now we're going to enforce the provisions, the regulations, straightly to the latter, and we've agreed on all these things. So now, henceforth, we have the number of people to be accredited to get on the team bus, i.e. number of players, number of technical team members, even the servicemen to add to the technical team members, and then the management. There's requirement. All those provisions will be made out, to be read out, courtesy the media. I'm sure that everybody's going to do. But in any case, all the clubs are represented, so they're going to carry this back to their clubs. And all these things are ironed out. So we want to minimize the number of confusion and agitations and confrontations at the entry of the team bus, so that will not degenerate into something else to now begin to bring confrontations and infighting and violence. So quite a number of brilliant ideas brought up through the discussions that we've had. Because one of the agreements is also that after this, tomorrow we are meeting with the supported leadership. The next week, we are recalling all our match commissioners. We're also going to take them through the regulation. They know it, but we need to enforce it to the latter, especially based on the agreement today, some of the protocols we agreed here. We're inviting all the match commissioners to also take them through. Then the following weekend, if nothing changes, we hope that the league can resume.
Well, Abigail Korte was one very promising boxer, and after a bout which launched her onto the world scene, she has become the talk of town now. My colleague, Aruna Mubarak, has been telling the story of her journey to stardom. Now, the documentary, which is set to be aired tomorrow, promises to be an exciting one. Here is a little sneak into what to expect tomorrow morning.
Across from her stood Sangeeta Bedi, a formidable British opponent. Abigail unleashed a barrage of punches and precise uppercuts, leaving Sangeeta battered and bruised. When the final bell rang, the decision was unanimous. Abigail Korte had triumphed.
No ni na dan ni ya challenge le she ave fonda no that many fighter ba no you mean why oh if it more pressure ben because me ta my title lead no doing look much.
Were you scared?
No.
Why?
because I want to beat her.
Was the fight easy?
It's not easy. But my mind say I want to beat her.
Like Momo if you hungry, Omo yelomo. No, Omo ni yelomo we. Ni na no kune ken lebe sani enye iyi because like Momo lenche na me ifa Omo we wo. Ya fight ba noto. No da ne le yi Omo akeshira ne no. No ne nu naka akeclear yen chomi po Omo we. No po yi le se ka akeshin. Sane fi gidi Omo ne yi. Because ko ba watch me you akeshin emusun we. Shi akeshini enna no ne tawo Omo no ne tawo no ha ne mi en chomi ne yele fe o gidi.
Efe mi na pe tabi en wo nteshi. Ile noko insista kowe ni obi ebi you sa de to obi nu. Eka isakoto kwateke ano she wi ni she ale tete she yi blofonu. Go. Mi je kwa ni kwateka ano nye ke wo no ko we bi e wole no ko ano ni wotumo. No efi o wo nda ni wo shi. Wo ne ko pe anu kwale enwona na yo mu e ba ni ka obi enyi no wata sha ka kwateka so we ano she ano ya re na we bi e wo nu ko sha ka ji mo gugun hola obi enyi ka mi na yu o kwateka le wa le no e ba ye yi mo.
I think Abigail is dominating. She has dominated
from round 1 to the 10th round, and she's doing really well. It's the first time we've seen a Ghanaian female boxer.
These are institutionalized prejudices, if I can put it that way, that you have in a patriarchal setup. And so it takes a lot for a female to gain prominence in such fields of endeavor. And boxing, my goodness, I mean, that's the last place you expect females to be. And so it's really heartwarming to find that someone is done that, has broken the glass ceiling indeed, and has done it at the global level also. It's a very difficult task. And for boxing especially, I think that it's a cause for excitement and celebration for females.
Now to some football scouts now, because son of President John Dramani Mahama, Sharaf Mahama, and his colleague, football agent, were in Kumasi earlier this week to scout talented players, and this was done in an event that was organized by Empire Sports Agency. Well, the events ensure that many young talent in Kumasi were given the opportunity to showcase what they're capable of doing. My colleague Steven Zando was there and came through with this report.
Empire Sports Agency organized a one-day scouting event at the Pajo Sports Complex here on K University campus. The scouting event was to unearth football talents scattered across the Ashanti region in Ghana. And I must tell you that footballers from different parts of the region thronged the Pajo Sports Complex to display their football talent. These footballers were between the ages of 15 and 18, and their motive was to get selected by this agency firm. But the big thing is that Sharaf Mahama, son of President John Dramani Mahama, was here to grace the occasion. In his keynote address to the participants, the footballers, charged them to stay disciplined, remain disciplined, and make sure that they stay on course to be professional footballers in the future.
You guys really did really well. We managed to eye up a few players which we'll be in communication with, especially with your coaches. Let me thank all the teams for participating as well. And you guys, I've been a footballer myself, so I know what it takes. Continue working hard, keep training, stay focused. You know, in this game, you have to be disciplined to be able to make it, you know. There are a lot of distractions in this world, but just stay focused and, you know, achieve your dreams, you know. Agents like me, we look for young players that are, you know, constantly disciplined towards the course, just to be able to make it in Europe and other parts of the world. So, yeah, thank you so much. God bless.
And so that was Sharaf Mahama congratulating the players who came here to be part of this scouting event. But let's speak to the big man now. His name is Daniel Boifio Jr. He's a FIFA certified agent and he organized this big scouting event here at the Padio Sports Complex on KUniversity campus. He explained his motive behind this event and what he seeks to do with these players that he selected in the future.
Well, you know, Ghana as a country is filled with a lot of talent, and you know, a lot of people mostly move to Accra to find opportunities. But then as a scout myself, as a football agent, I found that it was very necessary to go to various parts of Ghana, which includes the Ashanti region. And Kumasi, I know, is known for a lot of talent. So I said, why not? Why don't we organize a scouting event like this to give opportunities to up-and-coming footballers, talented footballers, and as well as student athletes. I spoke to a couple of my partners from Europe, from Ghana. They came down to support and also come and identify talents here.
We also took time to speak to some of the participants, some of the footballers who came here to be part of this scouting event. I have this gentleman here. Gentleman, what's your name?
My name is Kelly. Well, the event was very interesting, it was fun. Many people came to support. And then the encouragement from the big people, I mean, Mr. Sharaf, DBJ and everyone was very massive, and then we all thank them for coming. They've given us an inspiration to move on with our career and everything.
There's so many talents, like so much talent in the country, and we need people like DBJ to come in and help those talents. Me myself, I'm a talent agent and I'm a scout as well. I scout for those players and stuff. So watching them in the stands, it was delightful. I really enjoyed them.
All right, thank you very much. So these were fans and some footballers who were part of the big scouting event that took place at the Padio Sports Complex on KUniversity campus. That was organized by Empire Sports Agency, which was graced by another agent, Sharaf Mahama, son of President John Dramani Mahama. My name is Stephen Izando.
Well, let's bring you some golf now, and the action is on at the Hassan II Trophy PGA Golf Tournament in Rabat, Morocco. Now, the prestigious tournament, which is in its 49th year under the distinguished patronage of the King of Morocco, is receiving coverage from the international media. And Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Lato is there at the Royal Dar es Salaam Golf Course, which is hosting this PGA tournament. Nathaniel, I'm sure you've had a really exciting time at the golf tournament so far. I mean, what have been the key areas of interest?
Fantastic, and then you get on the green and you got to start thinking again, even more. So,
all right, thank you. Here at the Royal Dar es Salaam Golf Course in Rabat, Morocco, there's a lot happening in terms of the competition and who wants to outdo each other. I'll be going through who the main faces are because of the dominance that we saw at last year's edition. Remember that we're building up to the 50th edition of this prestigious tournament, which sure will be a very big spectacle here next year. But let's now throw the focus on what is happening now and what we're likely to see this weekend in terms of who will win the major trophies. Now, remember that this is a big course which has been properly designed and spans a distance of 6,800 meters, has different kinds of challenges which bring out the best in terms of competition from these golfers. Now, in terms of what is at stake and who is in the center of all of the action and who is getting all of the attention, we'll begin with the ladies who are battling for the honors in the Lala Meriem Cup. Now, the defending champion Bronte Law, she won the Swiss Cup sometime last year and also won this trophy last year. So comes in with a lot in terms of experience and has been speaking about how she wants to retain this title because it's really shot her career up. And then amongst the ladies, we've got 3 Moroccans, meaning that ladies golf in this country is one that is an example for all other African countries because they've lifted it up to this standard. Now, key amongst them is Sophia Ezakali. Sophia Ezakali is 16 years old and she won the AACT championship last year. Now, she is the youngest player to be playing across board in these 2 tournaments and, is getting a lot of attention from the international media as we speak. So we're throwing the focus on them, monitoring the 3 Moroccan players and seeing how well they're going to do because they are representing Africa in here. Let's now turn the attention to the men, where where Ricardo Gonzalez from Argentina won the honors from last year. Now, Ricardo Gonzalez came in with a very interesting story. Now, he had won about 4, majors on the tour from previous years, throughout his career. But this is the very first PGA title that he won last year on this ground. And he admits that there's going to be a lot of competition, especially from one of the 2 African players in here. I'm talking about Ernie Els. Ernie Els is one of the highest rated players coming into this tournament, and he is from South Africa, and Retief Goshen is also from South Africa. So these are the 2 players in terms of African interest who will be holding the fort for the continent in this very prestigious PGA tournament. We're expecting the King of Morocco, King Mohammed VI. He will be here together with his family, his brother, his son. They, will be the special guests of honor as we look forward to crowning who will be the champion, tomorrow after all of it is done. So this is how it's looking like. There's quite a number of big names as well when it comes to the men's game. And there's a lot of stiff competition going on from hole to hole. We're monitoring them, and we sure are going to be bringing the updates as we go along. Nathaniel Atto from the Royal Dar es Salaam Golf Course here in Rabat, Morocco. Back to you in the studio.
Nathaniel Atto all the way from Australia there. Well, but from Morocco, Australian golfer Stephen Alker and England's Stephen Griffin led the day's action with a score of 4 to top the leaderboard. Alker shared his thoughts with my colleague Benaya, the film report, after an impressive performance.
I mean, tee to green, it's fantastic, and then you get on the green and you got to start thinking again, even more. So, yeah, it reminds me of a couple of Australian golf courses down there, and I just visually, I like it. You got to drive it well and move it about and hit good shots. So, yeah, I'm enjoying myself. Yeah. It was a slow start. I was just trying to get some momentum, and then it all happened on the day.
What is the strategy, tee to green?
First thing is fairway. I've been working on my driver a bit more this week. Before I come out, I knew it was a good driving golf course, so you just got to drive it, and then from there you got to put it in the right part of the green. So it doesn't just start with a tee shot. You just got to be on all day. So having a blast. I mean, it's fantastic to have the men and the women here, and then play such a good golf course. It's fantastic.
Well, what kind of competition are you expecting?
It's always tough out here. We got 2 days to go. It's going to be a crowded leaderboard. It's that type of golf course where it's going to be crowded, you know what I mean? Unless someone takes off, but it's just hard to make birdies, and you just got to stay on it all day. So it'll be tight. It'll be tight.
Well, great. Bring you more update from Morocco in our subsequent bulletins, but send some attention to European football now, and is the Bundesliga, and Chris Harrington joins me for some more. And Chris, we're in touch yesterday. Interesting outcomes in the DFB Pokal, but ahead of the next Bundesliga match day, some interesting fixtures to look forward to. Bayern Munich, Bayern Leverkusen, all looking to remain top in the standings. What should we look forward to? Much appreciative of your time. That's Chris Harrington joining us all the way from Berlin, Germany, with the latest in the German Bundesliga. Well, that's all we have for you on Prime Sports tonight with me, Razak Musbao. Tomorrow on AM, we'll bring you full documentary on Abigail Quartey following her exploit in her boxing career. Thank you very much for your time.